I'm back with another Eating Fruit with the Trees. As always, I have my trees with me, as you can see, and of course, my co host, the fruit. Today, I have some pears and some apples. They look exactly the same, one is just smaller than the other. I have some cold brew tea. This tea is burdock root and red clover. I'm going on a burdock root red clover binge for the week, along with some fruit and water. And of course, some fresh water, cold water, because it's hot out here. I'm gonna try to drink this all while it's still cold. We'll see. So I missed my Eating Fruit with the Trees last month because I was running around, I was traveling. It's rainy season here in Mexico, so the weather hasn't always been nice enough for me to go sit outside. It's been gray and gloomy, but today there is blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. It is a perfect day. So I was like, let me take the opportunity to do my video today. In the time that I've missed with this video, I created an ebook called Herbal Creations First Aid Kit, where I am showing you how to create your own first aid kit at home. We always think of having our A&D ointments and our Neosporin, aspirin, and all kind of different things that we keep in our cabinets for first aid kit or quick aid kit needs. But I feel like not many of us thought about having our natural herbal remedies in a first aid kit. And now I have seen it floating around. When I did think of the idea, I kind of researched it and seen who else was doing it. And there are a couple of people doing it, but not us. You know, not us. We ain't doing that. So I need us to start doing that. I need my people to start getting on board with having natural herbal remedies in your cabinets, in your closets, anywhere in your home, so that if your child gets a cut or a scrape or a burn, you already have your calendula oil, you already have your oregano oils ready to go to help with infections, to help heal the wounds. You have your comfrey root oil, you already have your witch hazel astringents. You already have this stuff at home ready and prepared for you. I created this ebook for the purpose of just showing you what herbs that you can have at home. These herbs are easily accessible, and also how to create these different type of ointments and creams and tonics and tinctures at home. In my first book, the herbal recipe book, I'm showing you how to create all these different type of things, and in this book I'm giving you the exact herbs that you need to use for each type of thing. So in this table of contents, what you'll find in this book: antibiotics of the earth, which is what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to get into all the herbs of the antibiotics of the earth, just to give you a sneak peek of what is in the book and what herbs you can use for antibiotics. I'm talking about cuts, scrapes, and burns, colds and flus and how to boost your immunity, broken bones, fractures, and sprains. Of course, allergies, that's a big one. Right now, because it's been so rainy in Mexico, my allergies have been kicking up like I've never had them ever before. So also we have disinfectants, so home disinfectants that you can use at home, natural things that you can wipe your stuff down with, and also stomach aches, gas, and digestion. These are the basic main things that we all go through that we will need as a first aid. The herbs that are in this ebook are very versatile. If you're looking to create a at-home first aid kit, think about longevity when you're creating these things. You want to think about creations that will last you years, right? So when you have your first aid kit, you don't want to make something that's only going to last 3-4 months. You want to make something that's going to last at least 2 to 3 years. So you want to think of things like tinctures, alcoholic based items, and supplements, things like that. You can store in a dark, cool place, and it'll last you a couple of years. First aid is something that we need to use every single day. Unless you have children, then toddlers or young children, then of course you probably will need first aid more often, more frequently. But also things like ointments will last you a long time too. Shea butters, I like to make my ointments out of shea butter. So any type of herbal infusions that I create, I'll add shea butter to it in order to make my ointment. So these are the type of things that you can use that'll last you a long time. So today, like I said, we're going to talk about antibiotics of the earth. So I'm going to give you all the herbs that are antibiotics of the earth that you can use and store at home. This is just a sneak peek of the book. All the stuff is in my ebook, but these are the antibiotics that you can use. First one on the list, of course, we all know about aloe. Aloe is an antiviral first aid. We use aloe for everything. You can consume it. You can also give it to your animals. It's very good for your animals as well. You can put it on your skin. Some people wash their hair with it. Aloe is very anti-inflammatory. It helps heal wounds as well. So that's something good that you can keep on deck. And how to keep aloe is just to have an aloe plant. Just having a plant in your home and taking care of it is also having just easy access to the plant and its nutrients. And it's also alive, so you'll always have it with you. Flies always want to come for me every time. So eucalyptus is another one that you can keep stored in your home dry. Eucalyptus is antibacterial. It works as an antibiotic. It's antifungal, it's antiseptic, and it's good for respiratory issues. With breathing issues, that's why you see some people use their eucalyptus inside their showers, because it helps open up their airway and it's refreshing to your lungs. Garlic is also a very strong antibiotic. There's a lot of naysayers for garlic because garlic is very, very strong, but when you need something to fight an infection and kill a virus or kill some type of bacteria inside of you, garlic is going to be your answer. You eat garlic raw. Like, I've had times where I've been almost sick, or I felt like really sick, and I just ate a piece of garlic, and pretty much in a couple of hours I didn't feel sick anymore. I just felt better. Also really good for digestive issues as well. Ginger is another one. You can also get ginger dried. I feel like sometimes people don't realize you can get these things dried. You can have dried ginger. Garlic too, like I said before, you can get garlic in capsules. You can get ginger in capsules as well, or you can create your own capsules. These are things that also fight infections and combat sickness. Licorice is a very strong antibiotic as well. Licorice inhibits the growth of microbes and reduces the production of microbes that also creates viruses and infections in your body. And the last one I'm going to talk about is wormwood. Wormwood is also really good. Wormwood also kills worms, and it also fights infections inside of your body. So it's really good. Let's say you have any type of illness with your stomach or with your intestines, inflamed intestines, things like that. You can take some wormwood. I would mix it with some black walnut and make a tea, a tonic. You can even make a tincture out of this for your first aid kit, because the tincture is going to last you about 5 to 10 years depending on how you make it. Remember, the tinctures, you want to make them 40% alcohol. It has to say 40% alcohol on your vodka or your rum, whichever you're using, because that means it's 80 proof and it'll last the longest. The shelf life will be long. 80 proof is the minimum that you want to work with. So that will last you between 3 to 5 years and maybe even longer. A wormwood tincture with black walnut is also a good thing to have in your cabinet for that type of sickness, fighting infections in your stomach. So in regards to antibiotics as well, like for quick antibiotic things, like if you have a gash or a wound or something like that, an open gash, you can make poultice patches. Poultice patches is something that I have done before for someone else. I've done it for another person for their leg. Poultice patch is really good because it fights the infection, it works on healing the wound, and it also is very soothing. You can make poultice patches with a number of different herbs. All the herbs that I mentioned, you can do it with. I use matcha, parsley, things of that nature to create a poultice mixture and put it on a patch, put it like a gauze, and wrap the wound with that, and you'll pretty much see results instantly within a day or two. Quick sickness reliefs are things like tonics and teas. Everybody always knows, like, oh, when you're not feeling well, drink some tea, but it's about what kind of tea you're drinking. You want to avoid the teas that are in those bags. Any teas that are like mushed up and like you don't know, you can't tell inside what it is in the bag. You want to avoid those teas. If you're going to do any type of tea, if you're sick or not feeling well, if you're going to keep any herbs in your first aid kit that you're going to use as tea for when you are sick or when your loved ones are sick, make sure that you're using natural herbs. Make sure that you're using natural dried ginger, natural dried eucalyptus, dried grapefruit. You can use that too, because grapefruit is also a very strong antibiotic. And of course, things like echinacea. We know, they sell echinacea in the store as tea, echinacea tea, but you want to get the natural echinacea herb, and you can store it dried and use that as tea anytime you feel sick, or if anyone in your family feels sick. You can also use echinacea in different ways as well. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. I just wanted to introduce you guys to some first aid kit ideas. There's so much more that I have to offer inside of this book. I believe you guys should really just go get it. Just click the link and you'll get a digital copy, and you can use it on your iPad like how I'm using it on mine. So anyway, I think that's all I have for you guys with this eating fruit with the trees. I don't have much to talk about. I'm just going to try to enjoy this beautiful, beautiful weather before it starts raining again, because I think it's going to rain this weekend. And thank you guys so much, and make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Make sure that you share my YouTube video, please. Make sure that you purchase and share my Herbal Creations First Aid Kit Ebook, it is very important to me. It's one of my many creations. I'm working on another ebook about how to detox, juices, teas on detoxing, because everyone's always asking me about detoxing. Peace and love, everyone. Peace and wellness, peace and love.